Hi everyone, welcome along to the video today, and I'm going to walk you through how to create a testimonial template that you can then use across social media. You could even use it on your website if you want to, but what it's really good for is kind of spreading out across social media, on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Facebook, on Twitter, because it's a really good advertisement for your business when you put testimonials out there. You know, it's people praising your products and services, and it gives a very positive impact. Now, how I'm going to create this is in a program called Picmonkey. Now, there's actually a free version of Picmonkey, and then there is an upgraded version. Now, I think the upgraded one is something around $40 or $45 for a year, so it's not expensive, but you can still do this on the free version. It's just that you have a few less options in terms of fonts and things like that. But I'm logged out of my account, so I'm going to be showing it to you using the completely free version. I will leave a link to Picmonkey below this or above this video, depending where you're watching it, if you want to check it out. So the first thing you do is you click on Design. Now, I usually create the initial template to be 750 by 750 pixels. You can create whatever size you want to. I just find this is quite a generic size that works quite well in you know, the different social media platforms. So I've just moved that across slightly just so you can see. Now you can see when you're on the free version, it says down here that you're on the free version, and there sometimes might be adverts there. I've actually got an advert blocker, so you know, it might be that they aren't appearing for that reason, or it might just be that they haven't got any adverts to show me. But anyway, it doesn't really detract from what you're trying to do, but you can also try out the free trial as well if you want to. So basically it opens up your template to start with, and I do want a white background, so I'm just going to click apply to that. Now obviously I'm not going to walk you through the whole of Picmonkey, however I do have a free Picmonkey course, and again I'll leave a link to that because that does show you around some of these areas. I just want to show you quick to the point today so you can create this. So the next thing I'm going to click on is the resize button. It's got keep proportions, so I just type 750 in there and apply it. Now what I want to do is I'm going to create the template. I'm going to have like client testimonial at the top, and I want my logo on there. So to get a logo, you click over here on the butterfly overlays, and then you add your own. So you click on that, and then you go to where your logo is saved. So it's actually on my desktop. Okay, so I've got that there, and I can sort of make it bigger or smaller by dragging on this corner. Now the next thing I want to do before I organise all that and make it look nice is I want to put a border on this. So here is your frame, so you click on frames, and you can choose any of these. What I find that works quite well is this museum matte one, so it gives you like an outside colour and then an inside sort of grey colour, which you can change. I tend to leave the grey one, and I change this external one. Now you can just drag this down and make that a little bit thinner, which I tend to do, but naturally just do whatever you like and what you like the look of. And then I'm just going to make that a little bit thinner as well. Okay, so now what I want to do to kind of bring it together, what I like to do is to pick out some of the colours from my actual logo, because it just draws it together. So let's just take this red of the Art of Crafts. Now if you want to change this outer colour, you just click here, and you can either pick a colour. If you know the hex number to the colour, you can put it here at the top. Or what's perfect for your logo is if you click on this little eyedropper here, you can then drag that over the different parts of your logo. So I could have a red border, or I could drag it over here and have a blue border. Now I'm actually going to go with the blue border just because I think it looks quite nice, but obviously you work with whatever's best for you. So I then just click on that. That's put the nice blue border. As I say, you can change the inside one as well if you want to. Then when I'm done, I just click apply. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to sort of move this around, position it where I want to, and I'm going to make that smaller. Now what I'm doing here is the main body of this is where you're going to put your testimonial. So if you've collected sort of testimonials for services that you've worked with your clients, if you've got product reviews or anything like that, you can use these to put onto here. So I might make that just a tiny bit larger. You really want your logo on there because obviously it's bringing attention to who you are, etc. So you can just drag that around. And then the next thing that I like to do is to put my URL on there. So you click here on text on the left hand side, and then you can add text. So just click on there and it will bring you a box up. So I'm just going to put my URL in there, and if it goes on to the next line, just drag it to make it a little bit bigger. You can actually just, if you want to make something smaller or bigger, just drag that corner like that. If it needs to be longer or something, you can just drag at the sides there. Now you can decide here, you can either sort of have that in the center and this underneath. That can work quite well, although you are using up a little bit more space in the center there, but actually for this one it works quite well because it's Art of Crafts is quite a long logo. If you've got a sort of more of a square logo, what I would do is I would put it down in either that corner or that corner, and then I'd put the URL next to it. Because this is quite wide, I'm actually going to center it like that because I think it just works a little bit better. Now the next thing you could do, you could leave that in black, or I could again make this match the color of either part of my logo. And if I want to do that, I just click on it, I click in here for the color, it brings the eyedropper up, and again I can hold that over there and have it in red or have it in blue. I'm going to have it in blue just because there's a bit of a contrast with the red above it. Okay, so you've put that onto there. This isn't probably the most perfect one. If I had lots more time to mess around, I probably would, but I don't want to keep you ages. I just want to give you the lowdown of how to do it. Okay, the next thing you need is you want to put something to do with client testimonial at the top. So again, click on text. You just make sure you're in the text section. Click on text and type in whatever you want to up here. Now I'm going to put client testimonial. You could put product review. You could put fab things about me, why our clients love us, however you want that to be. And then the next thing you can do is you can change the font. Now if you see down this left hand side, any of these ones with little crowns next to them, that is actually the paid version of Picmonkey, but there's still a lot you can choose from. So let's have a look if we go for a bit of a fancy one like that. Now you can actually, if you know the font that you've used for your logo, you could actually match that in. And what you can do is, if you've got the font on your PC, the hours ones are all the ones that Picmonkey provides you with, but you can actually click there on yours, and if you've got that font, you can find it on your PC. See, there's a lot of extra ones that I've got that are actually on my PC anyway, so I could choose from any of those. So there's lots of choices there, you know, just pick from Picmonkey or use one from yours. So let's just say we were going to go with this one. It's probably, if I had longer, I would spend more time looking, but as I said, I don't want to keep you for ages. And then just put that up the top there. Now again, you could either leave it in black, or you can tie it into the colour of your, you know, the colour that you're using for your fonts. So you could use the blue, or just click back on it again if you want to change the colour, or you could use the red. I'm going to actually use the red because I've got it reflected down there. Now this isn't probably the best looking one I've ever done, but again it just shows you how to do it. Now just have a mess around, try some different things out. Picmonkey is so easy to use that once you've done it once or twice, you'll really love using it. Now what you want to do is you want to save this, say this, you are happy with this as your template. What you want to do is save it and then keep it like that, and then I'm going to show you how to add text to it. So first of all, click on save. Oops, okay, so I'm just going to log in there. Okay, so I logged in there because I didn't realise that you had to log in order to save it. That doesn't mean that you can't have a free account, however. You can just log in via Facebook and still use it for free, but just make sure that you have created some sort of account, whether it's free or paid. So now I clicked on save and I'm going to type in Art of Crafts and I'm just going to put testimonial. Now always save it as a PNG file because PNG is much higher quality than JPEG. So you click on PNG. Now because although I created it at 750 by 750, because I've put the border on, it's actually made it a little bit bigger. I'm absolutely fine with that. Obviously if you wanted to change it, you can do at that point. So then I'm going to save it to my computer. I'm going to save it just to the desktop now. Just save it somewhere safe. Okay, now if you want to then add text in, I'm actually going to close that and just show you how I would then open it. You, of course, if you just created it, you could put text over the top. So then we're going to go back in, we're going to edit, I'm going to reopen it. Now what you always want to do is save it as something new. So you've always got this clean copy to start with. You don't want to make the mistake of putting text onto it and saving it as the same thing, because then you won't have your template. Maybe even create a couple or 3 of them if you think you might make that mistake, because then you've always got a couple of ones that, you know, are not used in any way. So then, supposing you had your templates, you've got your template, someone's written you a fab testimonial. So just go to your website or, you know, your email or wherever it's saved and get it from there, copy and paste the text. Okay, so you've got your text to copy and paste. I'm just going to make something up for our purposes here. So again, what you do is you click on text, add text, and this creates your box. So just click in there and then type your testimonial. I love all the tutorials. Just make it make sense. Oops. Craft. Can't type today. Tutorials I find on Art of Crafts, and then we're just going to probably change the text. What I would do is I'd make the text nice and easy to read. I think with that part up there it can look fancy, but perhaps with something like this, just have a scroll through, you know, see if you can find one that you really like. Let's go with that, like a typewritten one. And then what you can do with the text, if I just drag this here, you can center it, so that makes it nice and easy. You can make it larger or smaller by using these buttons here, so 64, but you can also make it larger by dragging that, and sometimes that's easier to do when you're just on the screen, because you can then see what's working and what's not, but you can do that either way. Just going to make that a tiny bit smaller. So I'm trying to just fit it so we can get it all onto there. So there's lots of other things. You can change the colour of the font. You know, you can change it like that. So that's super easy to do. If you know the hex colour you want, so I'm going to change it back to black, which is 6 zeros, 6 Fs. F for Freddy is white, but obviously you'd need a coloured background for that. That's the other thing you can do, is you could have a coloured background and you could put the text in different colours. You could put white on there. So that's really what you can do there with the text. Now the other thing I just want to add in is the person's name. I'm going to make up a name and I'm going to put Sarah Smith. Just the first thing that came to me. So you can just move that around so you can just get it looking exactly how you want it to. So there you've got a really nice testimonial that you can now share on lots of different places. You've got your URL on there, so if people want to find you, they can. But if this is on your Facebook page, you'll probably have your URL on there anyway. Now, when you come to save it, this is the important part. So you're going to click on save. Make sure you don't just click and save over the top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it Testimonial 1. Just to make sure that I've got them in order, or however you want to save them is fine, as long as you're creating a new name for it. Again, remember to save it as a PNG. It'll be much higher quality. Dimensions, just that's up to you. Save to my computer, again to my desktop. Create a little folder for yourself, because you can recycle these around all your social media. As long as you spread them out over quite a long period, they're a really good way to get some extra exposure for your business. So click save, and I've now saved it. But I can always go back to my original template. So if I just show you here, my computer, my original template, the blank one, is saved there. So I can go back at any point and just create another one. So I hope that's been helpful. As I say, it's a really good way for people to learn about your business in a very positive way, because obviously the tutorials, the testimonials that you're getting from people are going to be positive. They're going to be saying nice things about your business or services. One more little tip is, if this is around products, it can also be nice if the testimonial refers to a particular product, is to add an image there. And I'll just quickly show you how to do that before we finish. Okay, to just save you a little bit of time, what I've done is I've changed the text there, because I want to just quickly show you how to add in a product. Now obviously you can have that as long or as short as you want to, as long as there's space here. You don't want the text to be too small, because you do want it to stand out, particularly when someone's scrolling through on a phone. So maybe if you've got a very long quote, what I would do is just cut a certain section from it. So say you had a testimonial that was actually related to a particular product that you knew about. What you can then do is add in that product. This isn't one of my products, this is just a generic image. So what you can do is you can add that image, make it as large or as small as you want to. Obviously move it around, get happy with where it is, all that kind of thing. And then you can, make the text a little bit narrower so it goes down that side. Just move it around until you feel that it looks good. I can't do that now. There we go. So there, put that there. Obviously put the person's name, because that's a little bit of social proof that somebody has liked it. Now that's not the best layout in the world there of that necklace. Sometimes it can be good to write a line, things like that. And if it's, say, a product that you can fit these things in all sorts of different areas. This isn't necessarily the best shape there that I've done, but just move it around till you're happy with it. Now what that does is, obviously the product is on there, it really draws people's attention to it. They can see the product right in front of them. They can see what somebody has said about it. You could do this with any type of product. You could do it with book reviews. You could even do it with courses. Say you had a course and you had a logo that summed up that course, you could put that on there. But obviously products like this, whether it's anything that's been created, because it's visually in front of people, they're going to see that and they're going to love it, hopefully straight away, and they're then going to want to buy it. So I hope this has been helpful. Obviously, again, save that as differently. So you would put testimonial 2, you'd call it, if I could spell. Save it as a PNG, don't forget that. Save it to your computer, desktop, save, done. Just keep saving. If you're never sure, just always save another version, because you can always come back and make changes. But once you've closed it down, obviously it's fixed. So you can only keep making changes while it's open and directly in front of you. Now, if I didn't like that and I thought, no, I want that further down there or something, I can make that change. But as soon as I've closed it, what I've got saved is fixed. So I hope this has been helpful. It is so good for bringing attention to your business, so do try it out. You can find me over at alisonmwood.com. I will leave a link both to Picmonkey and to my free Picmonkey course either below or above this video. And if you want to join either of those, there's a lot more tips in the Picmonkey course. You're very welcome to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.